Hey gang, Rodin here. Welcome on back to the Cade in Week 9. I know I said this last week, but I was wrong. Ever be wrong about something? Happened to me. It's Week 9 of Season 2 in our great what-if scenario on Sega Sports NFL 2K2 of creating and establishing the New England Patriots dynasty without the existence of one Tom Brady. We have been on a tear over the last couple of weeks. We had our bye week in Week 5, the week before we suffered our only loss to the Indianapolis Colts. And if you take a look at the schedule in that span, we ended up taking the Chargers apart 45-0 in Week 6. We blanked the Colts in the rematch 34-0. And then we beat the Raiders last week 21-0. We've outscored opponents in the last 4 games by an even 100-0. And this week, we get to go to Orchard Park, New York, and take on our rival Buffalo Bills, who we shut out in our first meeting in Week 3, 23-0, when we were playing at home in Foxborough. But we've got a lot to get to in this ballgame, so let's get cracking. In this alternate NFL universe that we've established on this game, the Bills are without their starting quarterback that they would have in the 2002 season because we have him. If you remember your NFL history, and I do, so you don't have to, when Tom Brady took over the Patriots after winning the Super Bowl in 2001, the Patriots shipped Drew Bledsoe off to the Bills for a first-round pick in the 2003 draft. And Bledsoe would be there for a couple of years. This Bills team ended up finishing 8-8 on the year. They did not make the playoffs.
He'll tear defensive secondaries up in a drop of a hat with his strong and accurate.
And they did make quite a few acquisitions in this season. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 draft picks. But most of them really didn't pan out all that well. They also picked up a bunch of undrafted free agents in this draft. Or after the draft, I should say. Ahmad Brooks, Joe Burns, David Priestley, Mark Samuel, and Greg Zolman, who is a backup of a quarterback. The head coach of this team was Greg Williams, who he made his bones as a defensive coordinator. And if you are familiar with the Bounty Gate scandal that came out of New Orleans with Sean Payton and that squad, he was the defensive coordinator who was at the center of that. So not a good thing to have on your resume. But he's still known as one of the better defensive minds in the game. So let's see if we can keep the shutout streak alive here and notch a win on the road to go 4-0 after the bye because Vanatieri gives it the boot and we're underway in snowy Orchard Park. And if there's something else that we've been having to keep in mind in the last couple of weeks, it is the advent of fumbleitis that has just absolutely hamstrung our opponents. It's been to our absolute benefit that our opponents cannot hang on to the ball. We happened against the Chargers, the Colts, the Raiders last week. They coughed the ball a couple of times. I don't know if it's going to happen with the Bills today, but we're in the snow, so it means grip and your ability to hold on to a football is going to be tested.
A gain of 7.
Second down, 3 yards to go.
All on the 28.
So without Bledsoe playing for the Bills in this NFL universe, they have to rely on still Rob Johnson, a.k.a. Robosack. Oh, and we got a man down. I think that's Willie McGinnis, who we can't really afford to lose. That is Willie. Hall of Famer Willie McGinnis. If we end up losing him for a prolonged period of time, that will not be good. So it'll be 3rd and 6. And they handed off again, and he went nowhere.
A couple of nice defensive plays there. Daryl Gardner reacquaints his man with Mother Earth. well behind the line of scrimmage, Dan.
Think that was Sammy Morris to 33.
Well out of reach. Superior job on D.
So Buffalo will have to punt it away here.
After a 3 and out.
We got about a minute gone in this game.
Nice punt.
Think about our 35.
The 30, 45.
Break one tackle. So McGinnis is only out for 3 plays, had the wind knocked out of him. Okay, I can handle that.
They have an opportunity here to take an early lead.
We haven't had many defensive injuries in the last 2 seasons as on the whole, which is a good thing. It's mainly when we have to deal with things on offense that I really get worried. As we get just across midfield into Buffalo territory after pick up a 5. And as usual, if we can establish the run game and get consistent gains of yardage, then maybe we can be able to pull something off through the air. But we're going to have to go to the air here on 3rd and 3, which is something Buffalo didn't do. Oh, they got to Bledsoe and sacked it just as I was getting ready to throw it. Sam Cohort, who wasn't a Hall of Famer, but he was one of those good, solid guys you always want to have on a defense. Yeah, he came right around that edge untouched. So we're both going to have to punt it as we go back to 4th and 10. Not the way I wanted to start this game.
Costello comes in and will punt for the first time this game.
See if we can angle it towards the corner. Nope, we went too far. And it hit the great invisible net off the sideline.
Give the crowd something to cheer about.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bills at their 22 on their second drive of the game. All right, well, let's see what we can do again on defense. As McGinnis is back in. And he picks up 5.
Sammy Morris fought hard for what little yards he got, Dan.
A great charge, though. He is fearless when he's got the ball. It's 2nd and 5.
Oh, we almost drew the offside on that. Incomplete. They were looking for Eric Molds.
Was getting a lot of pressure from this defense and got rid of it just in time.
My lineman
Smart
jumped
play from
right as the ball was getting snapped. We got lucky on that.
It's 3rd and 5.
So let's see if we can stop him again here on 3rd and 5. And knocked down and complete. Good coverage on that one by Johnson and Malloy. And lots of punt away again.
On offense out there, Dan.
They cannot move the football.
So I keep forgetting about the fact that the Pro Bowl is still a thing. And that's happening this week as everybody heads to New Orleans to get ready for the Super Bowl next week. And I know there's a lot of people who are, I'm seeing online, who are not happy about the fact that it's the Chiefs again taking on the Eagles again.
The Patriots have a nice starting point for this drive.
And like I said, personally, I would have liked it if the Bills had made it. But give the Chiefs credit, man. They know how to turn it on at the right time. And a lot of people are going to not like this comparison, but it's very similar to what the Patriots were doing during their dynastic run over the previous 20 years. Belichick was always talking about how they didn't care about the early parts of the regular season, that was pretty much their preseason, and everything was geared towards getting ready for the playoffs. So let me pick up 2.
Only a couple of yards. 3rd and long coming up.
8 yards to go.
Hopefully we'll have time to be able to get this play off before the pressure comes. And we get it to Troy Brown, first down. Found our way fairly deep into Buffalo territory for the first time today.
That's a first down with some style.
It's first and 10.
And we get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So Buffalo seems quite bent on making sure we cannot establish the running game, which I'm not surprised. It's been our bread and butter for quite a while. And tipped and almost picked off. Sam Cowart again. There's nowhere on the field that I can go that he is not going to be somewhere.
Yeah, I'll bet he could have found greener pastures elsewhere. Third and 10.
Except I saw the receiver make his break. I figured I had a shot at it. And that one's incomplete. So if we want to try for the field goal, it'll be an even 50-yarder.
In the hot seat. It's all about maintaining.
And Vinatieri's got the leg to do it.
Vinatieri lines up for the first quarter lead.
So right now we're tearing up the middle of the field. We're not really getting any steady progress on offense. Will this be enough? On its way, and it is good. So Vinatieri gets us on the board, kicking one through the snow again. 3-0 with 30 seconds thereabouts to go in the first quarter.
Quite a long ways away. You know, you make kicks like that, and coaches start opening your car.
But anyway, getting back to the Super Bowl matchup, you know, I'm actually intrigued by this because you've got the Colts, or not the Colts, the Chiefs, with a chance to make history. There's never been a three-peat in the Super Bowl era. Like I said, the last time there was a three-peat in the NFL, you have to go all the way back to Vince Lombardi's Packers in the mid-'60s. They won the 65 NFL championship game, which at that time was considered the official championship. Then they went on and won Super Bowl I, beating the Chiefs in 66, and then they beat the Raiders in Super Bowl II in 67. And that's the last time there's been any NFL team that successfully won 3 in a row. No Steelers didn't do it in the 70s. The Cowboys didn't do it in the 80s or the 90s. Bill Walsh's 49ers got the closest in the late 80s, but they didn't get there. And even Brady and Belichick and the Patriots never got there. So we flush Johnson out of the pocket.
Johnson must have thought he could finesse his way through double coverage. He nearly cost his team the football.
And on the flip side, you've got the Eagles, who, if you told me at the start of the year that the Eagles were going to end up being as dominant as they have been, considering how dysfunctional they appear to be, as Johnson finally reaches his first completion of the day for only 5 yards. I and a lot of other people would have said you're probably out of your mind. But here they are, and in no small part because they made an insanely good trade with the Giants, or they got the free agent pickup of Saquon Barkley, I should say. They didn't trade for him. And what a coup that was, getting him in division on that team. And dude busts off a 2,000-yard season, and I think they were saying that he's in line to pass John Riggins for the most postseason yardage by a running back in NFL history. And I think he only needs like 40-odd yards. So as long as he stays healthy during the game,
Patriots should stick with the running game. It's working for them.
that's going to be the key thing. So on paper, it should be a good matchup. And really what I'm hoping for is I want a good game. I don't have a dog in this fight. We get to Lucas, and he hung on for the pickup of 9.
Pass comes in high, forcing him to slow just a little to make the catch.
Not by much, though, and he didn't have
So now that we've got short yardage, let's see if the running game gets a little bit better now. And we pick up a solid first down. We're right at midfield. But this has been our bugaboo so far. We haven't been able to get much further than this.
It was a good, clean run. Ball at the 50-yard line.
See if we can try something a little bit different here. Let's try and get the fullback involved in the passing game. We go to Edwards, and it's a pick up of a solid 8.
Executed a nice little spin move there on the run, turning around to make the catch, then following through to keep running.
Ball on the 42.
So we're kind of taking more of a West Coast approach. It'll be 3rd and short.
And tackles him right past the line of scrimmage. It will be 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches.
And Redmond gets enough for the first down. I think I ended up calling the wrong play by mistake. It's the only issue that I have with the way the joystick is on this game, using my controllers, that you're pretty sure you've got it here, and then before you hit the button, if you move it even a breath, you're like over here. So you have to be careful in how you apply that.
1st and 10.
But we're matriculating our way down the field. We got about 3 minutes to go in the half.
It's picked up.
And swatted down again. Thanks to Antoine Winfield.
I think that affected the pass.
Oh, without a doubt, Peter. They were gunning for it.
You know, he must have felt like he was the last tray in the buffet, and I had just gotten off work.
Ooh, boy, that's certain doom. Ball on the 36.
All right, let's see if we can find something else working through the air here. There we go. Found Brown wide open going to the inside, and now we're down near the red zone for the first time today.
And I think that was the key to this play's success.
You got that right, Peter. They were more than ready for it, and they were able to buy time for their general behind the line.
And we pick up 5. So we're closing on the 2-minute warning here. Let's see if we can get a playoff.
Ball on the 17.
Oh, yeah, we got time. And we still have our timeouts. Redmond's already got 32 yards, 19 yards picked up after the contact.
It's 3rd and 2.
All right, it's 3rd and 2. Now, can we get this playoff before the 2-minute warning? And we're short, 4th and 1. So I can either go for it or I can take the points and go for the field goal. I'm going to opt to go for the field goal because we're going to get the ball back to start the second half. And from here, this is a chip shot for Vinatieri because he already bagged a 51-yarder. This is going to be from about, I want to say about 30. And it's good. So make it 6-0 New England. Not as flashy again as we had hoped.
Chips in a nice short one.
And yeah, it was a 30-yard field goal.
You joke, but can you imagine missing that? That's why I would never be a kicker. The Patriots stretch the lead, but are still within a single score. 6-0. Vinatieri is back.
That is one thing about football that people think is a lot easier than it actually is kicking a field goal.
Stops the return man in his tracks and makes the tackle.
The Bills need to get their offense off.
Because in a lot of ways, you need as much time to be able to set up and kick as a quarterback has to throw, which is about 2 seconds. So you got to be locked in, have your motion down, and be able to drive the ball a considerable way to get through the uprights.
Let's see what it is.
What's the penalty? Oh, we got a roughing the passer call, except I didn't go and try and tackle him. As soon as the ball was out, I was contesting the throw.
That one and avoided the roughing the passer call. That was an open and shut case.
Ball on the 35.
All right, so they will Move up 10 yards to get an automatic first down. And Ted Johnson make sure he goes nowhere.
A minute and 40 seconds on the game clock. On shotgun. Barely gets it off.
And almost picked off Ty Law in the coverage.
Really disappointing.
Ball on the 30.
And because I know Rob Johnson does not have a good arm, he's skittish in the pocket and has trouble completing passes. He only hit one so far today. That's an advantage we've got. And he gets tripped up and dropped. So I'm going to call a timeout here. We'll stop the clock with about 90 seconds to go. It's 4th and 1, and I do not expect they're going to go for it. So let's see if we can get downfield. They're going for it. And they pick up the first down. And we got another defensive player down. Well, that blew up in my face. I burned a timeout thinking they were going to punt it. And now they got 1st and 10 at midfield. And he's just going to throw it away.
No gain on the play. Ball at the 50-yard line.
2nd and 10 at midfield. Still haven't got a sack on him yet.
Escapes out of the backfield. Johnson makes the hit. The Bills take their first time out and stop the clock.
Larry centers the fullback, drives ahead for 9. So it'll be 3rd and short again. And they may go for it again if we stop them here. And Centers gets there again. So Nugent now with a twisted knee for a couple of plays. So now the Bills are driving a little bit here, and they're getting close to field goal range. They stop the clock with a minute to go in the half. And he throws this one away as he's backpedaling the whole time.
In a row. No gain on the play. Ball on the 36.
And McGinnis comes flying in to bring Centers down for a pickup of only 2. So 3rd and 8. They may have to go to the air on this one now. And he gets drilled. Be 4th and 8. Now the question is, are they going to go for it? They have no timeouts left. It'd be a 51-yarder, and they're going to punt it.
So tough to convert. Pigeon is ready for his 4th punt of the game.
So we'll take this. And about our 9, we only get up to about the 16.
Have got to be happy with their running game. I see them sticking with it today. It's been working great.
The Patriots are on.
Except it really hasn't, dude.
6-0.
All right, call a timeout here.
The Patriots stop the clock and use their 2nd timeout.
2nd down, 2 yards to go.
Just 41 seconds remaining.
Now let's see if we can go to the air and convert. We have 1 timeout left. And we go to Lucas. First down. Actually, I'm going to hold off on that.
On the game clock.
Yeah, we got hit as we threw it, so it's incomplete, but it stops the clock.
Bledsoe is not getting much help from his line there, Dan. They were on him in a hurry.
Yeah, that forced him to cough up a lame pass. He's lucky there was no defenders around. Just 21 seconds left.
All right, so if we can get a completion that allows us to move down the field a little bit more.
On the gun.
Oh, I threw it.
With the sack.
They take one right on the chin, Dan.
Ah.
Way back.
That's a play I'll bet they wish they could.
I hit the button to throw it to Johnson, and instead he pump faked it.
Timeout.
That's really, really, really frustrating.
Clock shows 9
So we got 9 seconds on the clock, and they're going to definitely be looking for something downfield. And we got it to Johnson, but we're not going to have enough time to get a playoff, so that will be the end of the first half. Well, if you like field goals, it's been a heck of a game so far, as we still are on top 6-0, so our shutout streak is intact. We've managed to outdo Buffalo in every major statistical category on offense. We haven't gotten any turnovers, we haven't gotten any sacks, but we get the ball to start the second half. And Christie will kick it away. So now what I really want on this drive is consistent offense that will allow us to get into the end zone rather than having to rely on another Vinatieri field goal. Field goals are boring.
catches it.
Falk breaks one tackle, but not two.
The Patriots have got to be pleased with how they're moving the football. Their offensive coaching team has come up with a humdinger of a plan.
1st and 10.
I'd be a lot happier, dude, if we could actually get closer to the end zone. And we're not so far. Although we bust out one here. Big run for J.R. Redmond up near midfield. That was a pick of a good 16, 17 yards.
J.R. Redmond made up some major yardage to get the first down. It's all about speed and being determined
Great
to get
block
the
right
yards
there
you
by our
need.
fullback, Mark Edwards. Now, if we can keep doing that sort of thing, we'll be in really good shape.
It's 1st and 10. Spirals it left.
And knocked down, looking for Troy Brown.
Clements managed to be a one-man thunderstorm in that zone, washing away any
Nate
shot at a
Clements on the
completion.
coverage.
Ball on the 44. Pitches it.
We break one tackle, but then Clements right there on the secondary tackle.
Ball and let him go to work.
3rd down, 8 yards to go.
Let's see if we can find something that'll work here. I don't need a big chunk play. I just need something to get us a first down here on 3rd and 8.
Barely gets it off.
And there we go. We find Lucas the rookie. First down inside Buffalo territory. That's what I'm needing to be able to do.
Bills have had real trouble adjusting to the offense's game plan today. They'd better step it up, Dan.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got to have a pretty good idea that they're either going to pass or they're going to run with it. I mean, how hard can that be?
Let's see if we can do something with a comebacker here. We go to Johnson, picks up 6. That'll work.
Charles Johnson.
Now we got some life in this offense.
Above the playing field, but his landing wasn't nearly as smooth.
No, he stumbled badly, but he unquestionably had control of the football.
So we got tripped up there.
Great tackle.
And no gain.
Nowhere to run, baby. No place to pass to either, with these guys on the case.
Ball on the 34.
All right, see if we can get a first down here.
They picked it up.
We do. We find Johnson on the slant.
Interceptions. Good job.
9 of 15, 112 yards. No touchdowns yet, but we're still moving downfield, and that's what we're wanting to do. So we absolutely have to be able to do.
The Patriots are putting a good drive together. First down. Flag down on the play.
And I'm pretty sure that was Damian Woody who jumped the line again.
Damian Woody gets the flag for the false start. He might have been trying
Not
to fix somebody off
what
sides,
I
but
needed.
didn't work.
The Patriots
So make
have
it
the
first and
down.
15.
They're forward with this drive, and they keep pounding away. Notches a defender.
There's a good run by Redmond. 15 carries, 72
Guy
yards.
you can trust with the
Now
ball.
we got a manageable
6 yards to go.
third down.
Ball on the 21.
We're under 2 minutes to go.
Barely gets it up.
So he avoided the sack, and we find Lucas first down inside the 10.
Receivers, and here
We're at
are
the
numbers
6.
to prove it.
First and goal.
Ball at the 6.
We got lucky there, as that looked like there was going to be another Drew Bledsoe sack. And Redmond will bring it in. Touchdown, New England. Finally,
Hours ahead for
we
the
get on the board with a score. It took the majority of the third quarter.
football, baby.
I like that. The joy of 6.
You know what? We might as well go for 2.
They're going to go for the 2-point conversion.
So we get 14-0 if we can pull this off. And Edwards is in, so we get it. So it is a 14-0 lead with 1:21 to go in the third. 10 plays, 78 yards, 3 minutes, 33 seconds. An absolute clock killer of a drive, which is also what I wanted because it helps our odds of preserving the shutout. With as anemic as the Buffalo offense has been, if we can stop them here, I like my chances.
The Bills better get something going on offense today. They need to make some changes, adjust, or anything to get their offense producing at this point.
Because Rob Johnson has not been able to do nearly as much as I've been able to do through the air. They've had to rely on the run game more than anything. Like that. As Sammy Morris busts out a big run for a first down.
Respectable run there, Dan.
He did, and he certainly worked for it.
Which sucked because I was actually bringing a blitz to try and stop him because I knew that that was where they were going to go.
All the power of a hand.
But somehow he's able to find gaps that my guys normally can't do. And that's something that, in all the years I've played football games of all sorts, Sega Sports, Madden, you name it, it's something that drives me up the wall is that all of a sudden the defensive coverage of your offense is always tighter than what
Great job sticking to that
their
defense like
offense is able to do
They
against
ran
your
out of
defense.
choice and ran out of room and
So, like, I was playing Madden the other day, and again, I'm still playing Madden 2013, which is the 25th anniversary edition. And I am starting to question, unless I'm just an absolute glutton for punishment, like I'm an absolute masochist with that game. Because I could be destroying an opponent, and then out of nowhere, they will bust off, and what gets me the most is they will run a screenplay that is so unblockable that the way they'll do it is they will drop 3 guys in, their linemen will shift over, they'll get the screen pass off, and then those guys just turn into a wall.
Get stymied midfield.
Yeah,
And
when they
even with
really
innovations of
needed
stuff
to
like
dig
the hit
themselves out of
stick,
a third and long situation.
how you can sit there and have a guy all lined up and get ready to just blast him,
punt for the
and
third time.
they run right through you as if you're made of paper mache. Which, if you're a defensive back or a linebacker, or even a defensive lineman, if you're a defensive lineman and you're hitting a running back at full force, at full speed, and that guy manages to just, like, put his head down and bore through you, no, that's not how it works. And I know running backs are tough hombres. I grew up in the era of Walter Payton towards the tail end of his career in the mid 80s, and he's still hands down one of, if not the greatest football player I ever saw,
Barely gets it off. Brown was the intended
and
receiver.
easily the best running back I ever saw.
And falls incomplete.
And his whole credo was never die easy. And there is ample footage of him getting hit by everybody and refusing to go down. But then you still have to take standard physics into it. Like on that run, Jared Redmond was running full speed ahead. Guy meets him with equal and opposing force. Somebody's going to win that battle. And more often than not, it's going to be the defensive player.
It's now 3rd and 6.
So 3rd and 6. As we got the fourth quarter underway.
It's picked up.
Oh, we get it right to Brown in his hands, and dude couldn't hold on to it. One of the rare times that Troy Brown drops a pass. Are you kidding me? Really? Really? We're going to do this now? Really?
Will punt for the second time.
A good punt.
Punt.
Take it inside the 30.
Jones catches it. The 30.
And Olsen, the first one down there to put him down.
The Bills are in a must-score situation here. That clock is just ticking away.
Bills
But since they can't seem to get anything going through the air, and they are wholly reliant on the run to get any offensive momentum, Centers only picks up 3. I didn't expect Johnson to go over there and make that tackle, but he did.
Second down, 7 yards to go.
It's second and about 7 yards. It's done in the backfield. 45. Terrific extra yardage.
So they finally complete another pass. That's his only second completion of the day. The problem is it was enough for the first down.
Talented offensive line.
Yeah, shutting down the blitz can be murder, but if you're successful, you're just about guaranteed an open man downfield.
See, it's stuff like that I understand that, you know, an offense is going to be able to make a play on my defense. It's going to happen. It's why they always refer to this as the human chess match,
Throws this one away.
as Johnson throws that away.
How much more effective they are at stopping the pass. Credit's got to go to the DBs.
But, like, I have played, especially, again, in Madden, where I've set up plays that
All on the
you've got a lot more ability to have individual players, like, cover individual receivers and whatnot. And, like, I know where the ball is going, and I will blanket that particular receiver. And then out of nowhere, it's like my guy, nobody will cover him. So all of a sudden, he'll be wide open. It's like, wait a minute. I sent my guys to completely bracket this guy and cover him like a hawk. What the hell happened? And then I take a look at it, and the AI completely takes my players and derps them to a degree where
and 10.
I'm like, a Pop Warner team would understand what their jobs were better than my guys.
Back pass again. Spirals in middle.
How'd he get that to Molds?
Nice job converting on 3rd and long.
They saw the blitz coming and shut it down.
That is so crucial if they can pick up the rush like that. Once he has enough time, the quarterback can see all kinds of...
Except the problem is that Rob Johnson is on his bicycle going backwards as he's throwing it. He's not doing like a 3-step or 5-step drop.
Penalty marker down on the play. Let's listen to the call.
So offensive holding. Now, I am going to back this up because it will get them out of field goal range. They'll be 1st and 20.
Jerry Ostrowski crossed the line from clean blocking into holding, and he got called on the carpet for it.
1st and 20.
And I really want to pick. No!
On the play, let's listen into the call.
Number 92.
That was my guy I was controlling, and I didn't hit anything. I did not jump off sides.
And gets the encroachment call.
So now we go from being back 10 yards to being up 5 yards. So it's 1st and 15. Now quit having my guys jump.
54.
Barely gets it off. Out of the 32. Jones takes the tackle.
And he caught that. Should have been out of bounds.
Wobbled it a bit, but
But now be
managed to
2nd and
keep his
6.
hands
So we
on
went from being 1st and 20 to 1st and 15 to 2nd and 6.
6 yards to go.
Ball at the 32-yard line.
As we're under 3 minutes to go on this one.
27.
He'll throw this one away. The pass is no good.
And he
Incomplete.
just got that one off because we had him wrapped up for the sack.
Ball on the 32.
Yo, Johnson, you might as well forget about it. You ain't getting no first.
So I formation 3rd and 6.
64.
They pick it up. Two incomplete.
And incomplete as he overthrew his man.
A little ragged.
You know, Dan, with the clock winding down, their
They wanna
backs
try
are
for the
against
field
wall.
goal.
They've got to go for it.
It would be an incredible comeback if they could close the gap. They've got
Should be
to
a
convert here, and they've
49-yarder.
got to work fast.
From the left hash mark. And Steve Christie's got a good leg on him.
Somebody get over there.
And he is going to completely whiff this.
There's the kick.
He could.
It's no good, and that'll be
He kicked that in the direction of Syracuse, which is the complete other way.
5 or maybe 10 yards closer.
Steve Christie can't put it through the uprights on a long,
So we got
long
2:38 to
kick.
go in the
Those
ball
long kicks
game.
are
We're up
so tough
14
because
nothing.
Every little technical thing has to be just right. 1st and 10.
As Redmond breaks one tackle, but not two. He's got 18 carries for 85 yards. I'd love to be able to get him over 100.
6 yards to go.
Ball at the 44-yard line.
It'll be 2nd and 6. We just get a quick pickup here before the 2-minute warning, and we got it as we find Johnson on the slant.
We'll have the first down.
That'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
Bledsoe.
Right
Nice, quick,
now.
accurate release on that play.
Yeah, he didn't give the defense much time, did he? It's so important when the blitz is coming to get rid of it like that.
Yeah, and yet to have the presence of mind not to throw it into coverage and a possible turnover.
So now, as long as we don't
Those
cough the
nerves
football
like he's
up,
got.
We've reached the 2-minute
we
warning.
can keep picking up a couple more first downs. We can make them burn their timeouts.
Gets penetration
And we lost 2 yards, but Buffalo used their first timeout.
Take their first time out and stop the clock.
12 yards to go. Timeout on the field.
1:54 on the game clock.
All right, I just want a solid pickup here. And we got another offsides or holding call. Or no, false start call.
Damian Woody got a little jump
Damian
there,
Woody
and he
gets
draws the
jumpy
false start
again.
call.
Dude,
Ball at the 45.
you're one of the best centers of your generation. What are you doing? And we get sacked, so it's 3rd and a mile.
The Bills stop the clock and use their second timeout.
All right, So we're going to have to hope for something huge here.
The clock shows a minute 49 seconds left.
And knocked down. They were throwing in triple coverage.
Crunch time, Dan, but the burden isn't on them.
So we got to
They've
punt
the
it
lead.
away again.
I say they kick it away and
That
rely on
went
that defense to
exactly
finish the
how
job.
I didn't want it to go.
This will be his third punt of the
Couldn't
game.
run. Woody jumps the snap again. Pins us back 5 more yards. Then I get sacked.
Jones has it.
And Woody there with the tackle.
Very nice return.
So, Buffalo's got about 90 seconds to see if they can break the shutout streak.
The Bills are down, but the game's not over. They need to speed up the game tempo and, above all, score.
The Bills and their defense forced the punt. Now let's see if their offense can score.
If we can get a coverage sack here would be nice.
0. He throws this one
And he throws this one away.
pass. No gain.
Johnson is so gun shy.
Second and 10.
If I get any pressure on him, he will just keep backpedaling, but then he manages to somehow find a receiver.
Tosses middle.
The contact there, so he's only 5 of 21 for 47 yards.
Ball on the 37.
So 3rd and 10. Now we can stop him here and force him to punt it. That would be ideal.
Barely gets it off.
And he couldn't hold on to that one. So it'll be 4th and 10.
They've got to go for it.
It
And
would
will
be
they go
an
for it or will they
incredible
punt it?
comeback if they could close the gap. They've got to convert here, and they've
They're
got
gonna
to
go
work
for it.
fast. They're going for the first out on 4th and 10.
So I know they're obviously going to throw it because Johnson's in the shotgun.
Well,
And
the
that'll be a
defense is
turnover on
putting the game away
downs.
for their team. What a
They go
crucial
4 and out.
job.
You know, the offense would have needed a miracle to come back. This is almost the merciful way. The clock shows a minute and 19 seconds left.
So we got good field position. If we can get a score in the last minute 19, I'll be very happy.
Wriggles out of the backfield.
And now Redmond close to 100 yards, and now we're making them burn more of their timeouts, which I am just fine with.
Ball on the 20.
But it looks like, barring the semi-improbable, I don't want to say highly improbable at this point,
Escapes out of the backfield.
as Redmond's over 100 yards, got 105 today.
Shows no signs of slowing down.
Second down.
The clock shows 59.
And 2nd and inches with under a minute to go.
Redmond gets it again.
Spins off tackle, picks up the first down and a bit more.
Gets the first down. 43 seconds left.
Trying to change the play here. There we go. Oh, I got it right in the hands of Lucas, and dude dropped it. That would have been 6
Having
points.
trouble out there today with that snow, Dan.
What
Yeah,
is
the snow
going on
making the
here?
Football slippery, and the cold is making the receiver's hands. Well,
Well, I suppose wool mittens are out of the question then.
I think so. 22 seconds on the clock.
Mitten Schmittens. Dude should have had that.
Clock is at 15.
All right, so 3rd and inches. Hand it off, and Redmond will walk it in for 6 more points. As we put the cap on this
For the
one.
touchdown.
He was close enough that he just needed
Not that I had
the
worries
right
about it
inside,
being
and he got it.
locked up
66, no matter
already.
How easy you make it look.
But you can never quite have enough points on the scoreboard. The end of the game. So we only got 9 seconds to go. So it was a good use of burning off the last bit of time. So we'll get 1 kick away.
Vinatieri has the extra point. The Patriots, after that score, can start to relax a bit. They're up.
6 plays, 37 yards, capped by the 1-yard touchdown run by Redmond in a minute 10.
Will kick
Perfect.
away. Nice kickoff.
Take it to the end zone, and they're going to bring it out.
Stops the return.
So they got 4 seconds to go.
Makes the tackle.
The Bills are on target to cruise to the finish line. They've just got to keep playing their kind of football.
4 on the game clock.
And they're going to go for the Hail Mary, because what else are they going to do? So it's in a 3-man rush.
He gets it off.
Oh, there's going to be a penalty for pass interference.
Pass interference. Number 36 on the defense. First down.
And the game can't stop on a penalty, or game can't end on a penalty.
Too aggressively. You've got to be blocking the pass, not your receiver.
But that wasn't a catchable ball anyway. All right, well, let's get one more crack at it. We've got a prevent defense out there. And knocked down, and that is mercifully the end of this ball game. Well, it wasn't pretty here in the snow, but we managed to keep the shutout streak going, get our 4th win in a row, and get the season sweep over the Bills, 21-0. So we go to 7-1 on the season. And we now are tied with the Rams and the Eagles for the best record in the league at 7-1. We got the Jags, Cardinals, Chiefs, Chargers, Titans, Browns, and Dolphins all chasing after us as we're in the back half of the season. And now we get to take a look at who we're going to play next week in Week 10. We go back home to Foxborough and we welcome the division rival Miami Dolphins to town. So that, everybody, is Sports Saturday for this week and Week 9 of our great what-if scenario on Sega Sports NFL 2K2 of creating the Patriots dynasty without Tom Brady. We encourage you to tune in tomorrow for Sucker Punch Sunday, where we will be playing classic fighting or fighting platform-based game from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th generation. Also be sure to tune in for our ongoing playthrough of Super Robot Wars Alpha Gaiden for the PS1 from 2001. Episodes of that come out every Monday and Wednesday. We're almost done. I know I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now, but we have gotten towards the end of this playthrough finally. I know it hasn't been everybody's cup of tea, but it's been a lot of fun putting it together. And again, it was about showing something that is different than what most other gaming channels and retro gaming channels are playing. Nobody plays strategy games, and in a way I get it, but they are part of video game history, and it was one that if I was ever going to play one of them, it was going to be a Super Robot Wars game. So we do have our next playthrough already picked out. I'm not going to give it away just yet, but we are going to have that come out probably about the time we get around to early springtime is when that will be gearing up. So I invite you to tune in. Be sure to follow us on social media through Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. And Ronan's RetroCade helps spread the word about us as we continue to build this channel and make it bigger and better. My name is Ronan. It's been great to spend this Sports Saturday with you. Be safe, be well, happy gaming. We'll talk to you tomorrow for Sucker Punch Sunday. Bye.